What is going on, lovely people? Today, I want to connect AI to real estate. And my hope and goal is simple is to just truly understand where we put our time, energy, and effort is going to yield the return for our future and for our legacy. So, with that, Cash Flow Friday has always been for me helping us understand if we want to be in a better position for our family, then how do we do that? How do we do that? So we have to start educating ourselves differently about money and also about ourselves and our association with it and how we need to do better, how we associate with money, and also what are the opportunities that we're missing. So in today our Cash Flow Friday, if you don't get a chance, you can be able to join the link below, and it's somewhere else on this page. And of course, I know you go to my Instagram and it's in my bio. So Cash Flow Friday has always been me thinking about business and assets and how can they be able to pay us. And what I'm gonna break down more is saying, all right, what are the things that we're missing about AI? And instead of talking about, oh man, AI is going to replace us, how can we learn about the companies and how do we learn about the opportunity? So I had challenged people in our community to go out and just buy one share. And I didn't care what share it was. And I shared with them obviously what we own in our portfolio and things that we bought obviously in the recent weeks. But the more that I'm starting to understand how a lot of these things work, I want to try to simplify it, right? And so in today, we're going to talk about, all right, when it comes to AI, got a pretty cool visual. Let's see here. When it comes to AI, it's like, okay, how does it work, right? Because we have the chips that people understand. We have the GPU that computes, you know, the parallels that happens in AI. You have the data, right? Like the information has to travel, right? Have to travel from one place to another, from the chip to the memory, and then you have the storage, right? And this is where we have cloud space. And you think about your AWSs and companies that, they're building this infrastructure that's helping you fully be able to save your images. So like when you're going in right now and you're creating things in your chat and you know, whatever, it's saving that memory, right? And like if you guys have been, and just to say this, because I use Claude and Menace in our business, and one of the things that I notice is, when you use certain programs, like they say, all right, hey, you can come back at 5:10 or 6:10, it just told me, and because it depends on what you're using. And here's the thing that you have to realize, like the smarter these things get, you need to be able to leverage yourself just like this, like Cash Flow Friday, like this image that I created it in 2 minutes because I have done so much talking, building our team stuff, building our images, building out so many things. It understands who I am. But I use that to my leverage, and I use that to help us understand. Then, of course, you have the cloud intelligence, right? And you have to realize is that the better you can understand the dynamics of this and say, okay, well, when you look at these companies, how do I buy in? How do I invest in some of these companies? And think about like some of these things is as low as $35, some 400, some higher, some lower in between. Nvidia is probably one of the bigger names. It's why around 199, 200. And you buy these companies, and these are like small ways that you can start thinking about, hey, how do I invest? How do I put my family and put myself in a better position when it comes to our assets? So here's the truth: is I've learned this about business is like the bottleneck. When you understand the main bottleneck in business is, hey, I need to put myself in a better position financially, then how can I figure out ways in my life that I am creating a bottleneck for myself, right? Because if I can identify this in my business, so like say for instance, we run a real estate business, and so the in the real estate business it's like the bottleneck sometimes when we run an online ads is like I need to get better visuals so that I can understand how to convert better when people see our videos, when people see our things that we throw out there. So the main bottleneck, like I don't understand what I'm looking at sometimes, and I have to get better at understanding the numbers, which is KPI, key performance metrics, and then how do I put myself in a better position so I can not allow that to be the bottleneck, and then I can increase efficiency. And then when I think about Cash Flow Friday, I think the main bottleneck for most people, like our association with money is wrong, mine and yours included. So in Cash Flow Friday, we talk about this, and generally it's like learning a language, relearning, unlearning things, and how you do that is studying what's going on in around us with businesses, with real estate, and why will some things be a forever evolution, and why some things will eventually phase out. And I just want you to know that there's a community that exists for that, and what we do is we'll break these things down in great depth. So I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more. Like I encourage you guys to join in. I even share a lot of the our accounts, and even talking through like just certain things. And that's the thing I've learned that people enjoy the most is like you can be able to get your firsthand experience when it comes to you being able to truly ask questions and have somebody to be there and walk with you. Have somebody to walk with you and answer your questions, because that's how most of us learn. Some people can just read. Like I was listening to what was her name, Nikki Saunders, and she was just talking about you have those people who's good with video, you have those people who's good with reading, and they're more informational, and so that's why I'm more intentional about posting carousels and posting different things. So and more people can obtain information that way. So anyways, listen, join the Cash Flow Friday. It's a community that I'm just hammering and using examples to make me make sure I better understand it. So hey, make sure y'all tap in to get a chance to say, hey, this is what we're learning, and this is how I'm gonna get better for my family. Hey, let's just start owning something now. I mean, here's the truth of the matter. For whatever money you did get today and how you're going to use that in informant entertainment, you can use that right now and purchase an asset. Asset can be real estate. Asset can be a business. Asset can be a stock. But remember, you got the choice. So your legacy begin when your excuses end.